Hello, Coachella Valley, and welcome to Live with Your Chamber. I'm your host, Katie Stice, CEO of the Rancho Mirage Chamber of Commerce, and I hope you had a lovely Thanksgiving holiday with your family. Thank you so much to everyone who hopped onto the Shop Local, Shop Small bandwagon. I mean, I was seeing posts everywhere throughout social media, and I can just see the movement and the care for our community moving mountains. And so don't stop, keep it up. We've got a ways to go. And today we have a really incredible guest. Stick around. We're going to be talking education, especially during this time right now. And if you have questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. We'll do our best to answer either live or after the interview itself. But let's go ahead and bring our guest in. Let me pull up your banner. And we're all set to go. Please welcome to the show, Dr. Steve Sherman, head of school at Palm Valley. Welcome. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Katie. Appreciate having some time together.
Oh, absolutely. And welcome to the Valley. Now, you came to lead Palm Valley School about 6 months ago, correct?
That's correct. Right in the height of the pandemic.
Oh, my goodness. And how has it been for you these past 6 months?
I feel a little bit like Dorothy in the hurricane going around and around. You know, it's every day is new, and when you think you understand everything, another curveball gets thrown at you. But honestly, it's kind of a little exciting. It's exciting to be able to come to work and have an impact, and as you say, to talk education.
Absolutely. And you have a ton of experience that you bring to Palm Valley School and to the Coachella Valley. How has that experience really geared you up for this school, but also this school during this time?
Well, first and foremost, I don't think anything could prepare me for COVID. It has been so disruptive in so many ways, but I have been in the secondary school space for 36 years. And if it's one thing I've learned, I kind of have a 3 C's foundation. The first one is to stay calm. And I think it's important for leaders to stay calm in the midst of the storm. The second one is communication, to overly communicate with your constituents and in the Palm Valley community. And the third one would be that sense of community is so important. And try to find creative ways to still be in community despite the challenges of social distancing. And those are really important times to kind of circle the wagons, so to speak, and be together as a school community.
Absolutely. And the communication part is so key, especially with families, with things changing so much right now. How do you typically communicate with families through this time?
As much as I possibly can. I use the traditional email ways, but also it's important to be approachable and to be seen. So I try to be visually available at drop-off and pickup times for our students. Those are really touch points that are really important for parents to pull me aside and ask a question if they have it. You know, they're busy professionals. They can't always have an email or have a meeting with me, but they can pull alongside, put their window down and ask me a quick question, and I can respond. So any form of communication, I think is good, that it's consistent. And I think being genuine and authentic is important. Not being overly confident or overly pessimistic, but being real and authentic. I think that voice really carries.
Oh my gosh, so important now more than ever to, the chamber, we were talking before we went live, and we try to bring a positive voice, but we also don't want to be tone deaf to what's happening out there. So important. Now, you were one of the first schools to receive a waiver to have kids back in the classroom. How did that happen, and how's it been going? Because it sounds like there have been just 0 cases within your school. That's amazing.
Thank you. It speaks to our commitment to doing what's best for our students. And for us, what's best means in-person instruction. Mm-hmm. So we wanted to follow all of the health guidelines, never put any of our students or our families or our faculty and staff in a position where they're compromised in their health. But if there was any way possible to have in-person instruction, we wanted to be well positioned for that. And it speaks to really the professionalism and the preparation for our faculty and staff. They've been tremendous. But my message has been, we can't have pandemic fatigue. Right. We can't relax. We have to maintain diligence in our defensive protocols. The research shows that as long as you stay consistent with the mask wearing and social distancing and the hand washing, kids are very adaptable.
Mhm.
Kids will follow the protocols. The adults sometimes are a little more of a struggle than the kids. The kids get it. What do I do next? Wash my hands. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I think we really have to maintain that diligence. Really, really important.
Well, it shows that you have, and it shows that you and your team have really dedicated yourselves to making that a priority. And we're just so grateful that kids can be back in school, getting the best education that they can and feeling safe while doing so. I mean, that just means everything. Are you guys enrolling right now for next year, or do you have preschool enrollment? Tell me a little bit about that.
Great question. We utilize what's called rolling enrollment, which means we enroll students throughout the year. That's always important, but even more so in the changing dynamic of our current educational landscape. So we are enrolling now. In fact, we've also expanded our financial aid packages. Traditionally, at this time of year, we don't have money left over, but we've expanded our financial aid package because we really want to reach out to our community and be a resource and be that community school that says, hey, the education gap is growing, unfortunately. There's some real challenges there. We want to come alongside and support those families and provide an education in an in-person, meaningful, impactful way for all of our grades.
And your school is a nonprofit, is that correct?
We are a nonprofit, that's correct.
Great to know. It's a phenomenal school. I can tell you that I've had the pleasure of working with many, many, many of your students over the years, and I always knew who the Palm Valley students were. There was drive there. There was a lot of passion there. We got to work together at the Children's Discovery Museum here in Rancho Mirage, and they were just incredibly helpful and, again, passionate about helping to serve kids. So that was a little side note. So what advice would you have for parents who are just really struggling right now with all of this, right? It's constantly changing. There's so much happening. There's a lot of stress that's involved. What advice would you have?
Yeah, that's a tough one. The first one is take a deep breath.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath. The second one is to really try to weed out the misinformation that's out there from the true information. And you have to ask a lot of questions in order to do that. It also takes a measure of creativity. You may have to use a different path than you're used to. And traditional paths, COVID, if anything it's taught us, is that things aren't the way they used to be and aren't traditional. And, many people, for example, who call me and say, can we come to your school? I say, absolutely. Let's be creative. Let's find a way we can come alongside and help you. And they were surprised by that. But I think if you ask questions and you're creative, I wouldn't wait. I wouldn't wait to see what's going to happen. I would take sort of the future in my hands and of my child. I put it in my hands and ask a lot of questions. We've done some new things here, kind of creative. All businesses have kind of, I think, adapted and had to pivot a little bit. One of our things, we've reached out to local businesses for an adopt a student program to have them adopt a student that is really aligned with our mission and vision as a school and really can help the financial barriers to our school.
Yeah. So how does that program work? If there is someone out there that has a business that's watching and they're interested, what would that be like for them?
Well, let me just tell you, I love education. And if you love kids and you love education, you're going to love this program. It's a way where we can, again, reach out to businesses, have them sponsor a child. They get regular updates. They get pictures. They get to know that child. They're really kind of coming alongside and making an impact in that family's life. And, we discount our fees to help that out. And it really allows a student who perhaps couldn't make it here financially, but is aligned in every other way. They can come to our school and really benefit from our small classes and our enhanced curriculum. It's an exciting program. Well, we're just launching it. We had planned on doing it anyways, but COVID sort of accelerated that, as you can imagine.
Well, I have to say, your team, the reputation of Palm Valley School, I mean, it's just extraordinary. So keep doing what you're doing. And my last question for you is, why do you do what you do? Why did you choose this profession, or did it choose you?
What a great question, Katie. Well, in some ways it chose me. I love kids. I love being around kids, their energy, their innocence, their unabashed. They'll tell you their opinion, just straight out. And I was a teacher for 30 years, and I wanted to make an impact on a larger scale. So for me, I always say that my job demands that I meet with adults. So I do that, but my joy is being with the kids. So I'm a fan. I'm a lifelong learner. I'm a fan of education. I think it's the most important tool we can give to our kids. And I was a parent as well. So from the parent perspective, I get it. From the teaching perspective, I get it. And frankly, I'm so blessed to be doing the job that I do. I can't believe I wake up every day and get to come to school. And I've been coming to school for over 15 years now.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, you are just a joy, a welcome addition to our community. Thank you so much for coming to the Coachella Valley and leading Palm Valley School, especially through this time, because we've watched you, we've seen, the families, everyone talking about education and doing it in person and doing it with such care that we just can't thank you enough for taking care of all of those families and all of their educations.
Thank you. We value the trust that our families place in us to shape, mold, and educate our children.
Excellent. Well, I'm so happy you joined us today. And for everyone who's out there watching, if you are not yet familiar with Palm Valley School, website is right on the screen there. Go to it, check it out. This is why this series exists, is to introduce you to incredible members of our community, schools, businesses, nonprofits. You all asked to get to know folks better, and so that's what this is for. Visit the website, check out that Adopt a Student program. I really like that a lot. I think that's pretty special. And thank you so much, Doctor, for joining us today. We'd love to have you back soon, maybe in a couple of weeks for another update. We'd love that.
Thank you, Katie. I would love the opportunity, and I welcome you. I welcome anyone to come see our beautiful 36-acre campus.
Oh, so much fun to take a tour. So much fun, especially if you get the tour from the head of school and or Abby, because she's amazing as well. Thank you so much again, and we'll look forward to seeing you soon. You make sure to be well.
Thank you, Katie. You be well too. Bye.
All right. See you soon. And thank you so much for joining us again today, learning about a school that we have out here, incredible reputation, and exactly what they're doing for education. I mean, it's pretty mind-blowing, and we're pretty lucky. Again, website is right on the screen there. Please take a look. If there's a way that I can help you professionally, your business, your nonprofit, your local school, please don't hesitate to reach out. That's what we're here for. We'll look forward to seeing you guys next time. Take care, everybody. Thanks again.